I knew something was wrong the moment I stepped out onto my porch and saw the empty spot where my Amazon package had been. It wasn't just missing. It had vanished into thin air like a magic trick, performed by a neighborhood menace with sticky fingers. I pulled up the footage on my doorbell camera, and there she was, Cynthia, the neighborhood Karen. Broad daylight, no disguise. Oversized sunglasses, and that smug grin plastered on her face as she plucked the box off my porch like it was her birthright. She didn't even try to be sneaky. She strutted away with my package, tucked under her arm like she'd just won a prize. It wasn't just about the package anymore. It was the principle. My blood boiled as I realized my brand new gaming headset, something I'd been waiting on all week, was now in the greedy clutches of a woman who probably didn't even know how to turn it on. The confrontation. I marched next door, across her perfectly manicured lawn, feeling like I was stepping onto enemy territory. Cynthia opened the door almost instantly, her voice dripping with fake sweetness. "Can I help you?" she asked. I cut straight to the point. "Hey, Cynthia, I think you accidentally grabbed my package earlier." She blinked, pretending confusion. "Your package?" "Yeah, I saw it on my doorbell camera. You took it about an hour ago." Her eyes went wide as she clutched her chest, gasping like I had accused her of treason. "Oh my goodness, that must have been a mistake. I thought it was mine." "Really?" "Because it had my name on it." Her lips tightened. "Well, maybe Amazon delivered it to the wrong house." "They didn't," I shot back. "I literally saw you steal it from my porch." Cynthia sighed dramatically, shaking her head. "I don't appreciate being accused of theft. Maybe you should check with Amazon instead of harassing me." I smiled tightly. "No worries. I'll just check with the HOA. I'm sure they'd love to see the footage." That got a reaction. Her face twitched, her jaw clenched. And just as she turned, I caught sight of it. My package sitting on her entryway table, still sealed. I walked away. She wasn't going to admit guilt. Fine. If she wanted to play games, I'd play too. Setting the trap. Back inside, I opened the neighborhood Facebook group. Post after post complained about missing deliveries, all within a few houses of mine. People whispered over fences, vented in comments, and every story pointed back to Cynthia. She'd been doing this for months, maybe years. That night, I set up my plan. I left an empty Amazon box on my porch with a small GPS tracker inside. Bait. And I didn't have to wait long. 30 minutes later, Cynthia peeked out of her house, like a raccoon sniffing for food. She crept across the lawn, snatched the box, and scurried back inside. Gotcha. The tracker pinged. The package was in her living room. Now I had solid proof. But proof wasn't enough. I wanted payback. Operation Hornet. I called my buddy Derek, the kind of friend who always had an outrageous solution to every problem. "She stole my package again." I told him. There was a pause, then laughter. "Of course she did. What do you want to do about it?" "Something extreme. Something she'll regret." By the next afternoon, I was standing in Derek's garage staring at a plastic container filled with angry, buzzing hornets. "This is insane," I said. "This is justice," Derek replied. "Karen loves stealing packages? Fine. Let her steal this one." He built a mechanism that would snap open the second the lid was lifted. Once Cynthia opened the package, the swarm would be released straight into her house. That evening, I placed the delivery on my porch and waited. At exactly 9:17 p.m., Cynthia struck. She crept over, grabbed the box, and disappeared inside. Seconds later, chaos. Her scream pierced the night as the hornets exploded out of the box. She burst through her front door, flailing wildly, shrieking like she'd been set on fire. The hornets swarmed her hair, her clothes, her arms. Her little dog barked frantically as furniture crashed inside. She grabbed her garden hose and drenched herself. But it didn't matter. The hornets weren't done. Neighbors peeked out from their porches. Porch lights flicked on up and down the street. Cynthia was running in circles on her lawn, slapping at herself like a cartoon character on Fast Forward. Then she did the unthinkable. She called 911. Playing dumb. Within minutes, police, fire, and EMS rolled up with lights flashing. Cynthia stood soaked, welted, shaking with rage. She pointed straight at my house. "He booby-trapped a package." "With hornets," she screamed. The officer walked up my driveway, giving me a hard look. "Sir, your neighbor claims you set this up. Is that true?" I widened my eyes, feigning shock. "What? That's insane. Who would do something like that? He squinted at me. Do you have any idea how this happened? I shrugged. Well, I've heard she's been stealing a lot of packages. Maybe someone finally got fed up. Cynthia shrieked from across the street. It was him. He did it. Check his cameras. The officer asked if I'd share my footage. I nodded. Together, we watched as Cynthia herself appeared on screen, stealing the package before chaos erupted. The officer turned back to her. So, you admit you stole the package? Her jaw dropped. She stammered but couldn't deny it. The officer sighed. Ma'am, you're lucky this didn't turn out worse. I suggest you stop taking things that don't belong to you. Cynthia was fuming. But she had no choice. She was caught. Escalation. But Cynthia wasn't done. The next morning, I woke up to my trash cans overturned, garbage spread across the yard. My camera caught her sneaking over at 2:45 a.m., giggling as she dumped rotting food everywhere. Then came the internet sabotage. I discovered wires ripped from my router. Then HOA complaints showed up in my inbox. Noise violations, parking violations for cars I didn't even own, warnings about aggressive behavior. Cynthia had gone scorched earth. She wasn't just angry, she wanted to break me. The glitter bomb. I sat down with Derek. She won't stop until she thinks she's won. We need to end this. He grinned. I've got the perfect idea. Together, we built a glitter bomb disguised as an Amazon package. Not just glitter, industrial strength glitter, fart spray, and a recorded message that would trigger the moment she opened it. Congratulations, package thief. We set it on my porch, in full view of her cameras. The label read, high-def security camera system. The irony was delicious. Within 2 hours, Cynthia took the bait. She rushed onto my porch, grabbed the box, and hurried inside. Boom. A cloud of glitter erupted, coating her head to toe in shimmering pink, gold, and blue. Seconds later, the fart spray went off, filling her house with a stench so vile she stumbled outside gagging. Then the recording played. Congratulations, package thief. The neighborhood erupted in laughter. People filmed it from their porches. The HOA group chat exploded with memes. The downfall. Cynthia was humiliated. She couldn't escape it. Glitter covered her clothes, her furniture, even her poor chihuahua. Every move she made spread it further. Within days, the HOA board, already fed up with her antics, launched an investigation. Neighbors came forward with their own stories of stolen packages. Cynthia was fined, publicly shamed, and finally forced out. A week later, a moving truck pulled into her driveway. Cynthia stood outside, faintly glittery, her face frozen in seething humiliation. Nobody offered to help. Nobody said goodbye. By evening, the truck pulled away. Just like that, the reign of Karen was over. The victory. That night, Derek and I sat on my porch, clinking beers as the sun dipped below the houses. Well, Derek said, you did it. I did, I agreed. No more stolen packages. No more fake HOA complaints. No more Cynthia. Just peace. As if on cue, a delivery truck pulled up. The driver said a package on my porch, untouched, safe, mine. I picked it up, smiling. Victory had never felt so sweet.